What up, bitches? It's a misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. I want to say shout out to my man Sims89 for bringing this to my attention. I did a video a couple days ago about Billy Dee Williams coming out as gender fluid at 82 years old. Turns out it was bullshit. The media nowadays likes to clamor and shit like that. They like to jump on it, and people start getting their panties all wet as soon as someone goes, "Oh, I'm pro LGBTQ," or "I'm this," or "I'm a non-binary," or "I'm two-spirit," or "I'm a demisexual," or omnisex. Listen, I told y'all. Well, let's get into this article first before I give you my thoughts on it. Um, Here we go. This is off of CBS News. Uh, Billy Dee Williams has clarified remarks he made in a recent interview with Esquire, stating definitely that he is not gender fluid. The iconic actor, famous for playing Lando Calrissian in multiple Star Wars films, told The Undefeated he hadn't even heard of the term before recent coverage of his original interview. Well, first of all, I asked last night, I said, "What the hell is gender fluid?" "That's a whole new term," Williams said. Williams made headlines last week for telling Esquire, "I say himself and herself because I also see myself as feminine as well as masculine. I'm a very soft person. I'm not afraid to show that side of myself." Some took this to mean William considers himself gender fluid, but the 82-year-old told The Undefeated in no uncertain terms that despite the occasional use of female pronouns, he considered himself a man. "But what I was talking about was about men getting in touch with the softer side of themselves," Williams said. There's a phrase that was coined by Carl G. Jung, who was a psychiatrist who was a contemporary of Sigmund Freud, and they had a splitting of the ways because they had different ideas about the, what do you call it, consciousness, unconscious. It's collective unconsciousness, but he coined a phrase that's anima animus, and anima means that is the female counterpart of the male self, and the animus is the male counterpart of the female. So that's what I was referring to. I was talking about men getting in touch with the female side of themselves. Williams then goes on to clarify that he is heterosexual, apparently conflating gender identity within sexuality. "I wasn't talking about sex. I wasn't talking about being gay or straight. People should read Jung," he explained. "I mean, it would be an interesting education for a lot of people." A little later, he continued, "No, no, no, I'm not gay by any stretch of the imagination. Not that I have anything against gay people, but personally, not gay." The undefeated interview is seemingly the second time Williams that sexual orientation has been conflated with gender identity. In the original Esquire profile, after Williams mentioned using the pronoun herself, the writer referred to Donald Glover, who played Lando Calrissian in the 2008 movie Solo: A Star Wars Story, discussing the character's gender fluidity. Both Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Both Glover and screenwriter Jonathan Kasdan had previously talked about the character being pansexual, but never mentioned Lando being anything other than a cis man. There's a fluidity to Donald and Billy Dee's uh, sexuality. Kasdan told HuffPost in 2008, "I mean, I would have loved to have gotten more explicitly LGBT character into this movie. I think it's time, certainly, for that. And I love the fluidity, sort of the spectrum of sexuality that Donald appeals to and that droids are a part of. How can you not be pansexual in space?" Glover wondered, reacting to Kasdan's comments. um, yeah, you heard it from the man himself. Look, I'm glad he got to clarify it. I don't know what else to say. I knew something was off. like I said, the timing just didn't make sense, and people were running around celebrating this nonsense. It didn't make sense for an 82-year-old who's in the Hollywood industry, an industry that celebrates um, and promotes that type of stuff. Why wouldn't he do it sooner? That was my question in the original video. That's why I kind of felt it was bullshit. And you got all these people, oh my god, he's so great, he's so great. And I'm saying to myself, he never purported himself this way. And I mentioned people creating revisionist stories saying, oh yeah, I always knew. Like, no, you didn't. He's saying it himself. He goes, dude, what are these people talking about? And yeah, I'm glad he clarified it. I'm just here to make a video saying, the media, they something else. these media motherfuckers are something fucking else. Um, Running with that shit. And I'm glad he was here to say, hey, listen, that's not true, whatever, because like I said, Billy Dee Williams, he's 82 years old. He got nothing to prove to none of y'all. His legacy is paved. It's done. You know what I mean? Um, Now, as far as um, this is concerned, what the screenwriter Jonathan Kasdan said, I think that's bullshit. That just proves that a lot of these movies, especially Star Wars, the Star Wars franchise, they're more concerned with identity politics. Because listen to what he's saying. There's a fluidity to Donald and Billy Dee's sexuality. I mean, I would have loved to gotten a more explicitly LGBT character into this movie. uh, why? Who cares? That's not what Star Wars is about. No one cares about that shit. None of y'all seem to understand that hang on a minute. That shit, once you put that at the forefront, or you start saying, "Oh, I got to get this guy because he's gay," or "I got to make this character gay." Like, what does that have to do with anything? And I was asking myself that question when Donald Glover said Lando is a pansexual last year. I'm like, first of all, again, like I mentioned in the older video, the previous video, Billy Dee was known for being a ladies' man at the time, and that's part of the reason why they got him to play Lando in the movie, because of his fame at that point. You know what I mean? And his aura. So, listen, shout out to Sims89. Just wanted to retract some of the stuff I said, and because this came out and he clarified what the fuck he said. Shout out to Billy Dee Williams. I grew up wanting to be you partially as a kid because of your influence, and thank God that's not tarnished. All right. Um, Let this be a lesson to any of you that believe a lot of this nonsense that's going on in the media. Let this be a lesson to y'all, man. Don't listen to anything these motherfuckers say unless you're visually seeing these people say it, essentially. And that's all I gotta say, man. Quick video. Um, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe. Share this on all platforms to fight YouTube censorship. Upvote my shit, and that's it. Peace, bitches.